Hello, everyone. Welcome to FEMpower You, the podcast series where we talk about topics to help empower women personally, professionally, and financially. I'm your host, Sibongile Ngako, and today we have Brandy Sheffield, and I'm super excited to be joined by Brandy. What are some of the common financial challenges that you've seen women face, and what are some ways that we can overcome them?
I don't know that I have seen a pattern of financial challenges. I think I definitely have seen common ones at different age stages, right? When you're learning about finances, either personally or on the professional side. And what you learn personally affects how you learn how to manage budgets in the workplace as well. And I've seen the patterns within the age stages be the same, but not amongst statically amongst women. But I think one thing that stands out the most is if a woman typically manages her home budget and she manages the budget at work, I've seen it being, I guess, more taken for granted that she should be able to do that, not seen as a skill set that would elevate her. Whereas if a man is able to do the same thing, it is just all praise and glory to him. Wow, he's able to do this. He's able to do that. You're like, there's nothing different, right? So I think that is definitely one thing that I've definitely seen, especially some of my CFO friends who also in the same realm as you speak very kind of similarly about how there's an assumption they should be able to do it. There's no value given to that skill, but let a man come with that same thing. It is all praise and glory to his work.
But how typical that is that just even across the board of women's skill set? I find where either because we're self-deprecating and take it for granted, or society at large does, or the company does, wherever we find ourselves, where, we can move heaven and earth and accomplish all these great things. And there's something about that gets downplayed. I mean, we really have to almost rally up and fight against that downplaying of it and kind of self-promote and make sure we get that acknowledgement, because, and I don't know if it's a thing where we make it look so easy therefore, or we don't toot our own horn, but so much of Brandy, of what I've talked about is knowing your worth. And part of that is always being acutely aware of the value you're bringing and not, toot your own horn excessively, but strategically make sure that value is recognized by wherever you are, because that's something, to your point, that men, I think, generally do much better than women.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I think what I would love when I just think about like over my own career working for someone else, when I had either another partner who I had to co-manage a really large budget with, or had someone for the finance department who was managing that part of the budget. What I would have loved is having the women who were around be champions of each other and not fall into that same rut of downplaying her work. It's like, you know what it took for me to get here, because you had to do the same thing.
Yes.
I've often found the infighting amongst women to be more painstaking than anything I've experienced from a man.
Yeah, it's something. It's funny because I've seen that as well. I think it's the combined tendency to downplay other women's accomplishments, but, overemphasize on the faults. So it's like lose all around,
That's a nice way to say that. Yes.
I mean, I've seen both and been victim to both, frankly. And so I agree with you. I mean, if we could all, even as women, we talk about allyship a lot, especially in the context of DEI, but if we can be better allies to each other and better promoters of each other, I think that will go a long way, and defenders in some cases of each other, that will go a long way to lifting us all up. And just making it easier for us all to, or at least not easier, but just removing some of those challenges that I think we're all facing and running into.